Sure.
You say that they're in charge of the timing on this, but to a degree, you have a little bit of dictate over the timing of this. So are you going to do what you can do, which is use the time that's allotted for this to
Right.
full?
We have zero power over the timing of when the bills are presented. We weren't participating in writing the bill. It was done by about 3 or 4 people in leadership and appropriations. So we really don't control the timing. The timing is also set by the Senate rules. Bills take about a week. Those are the rules. You can have exceptions to the rules if everybody gets together. So if you want to declare that America's great and we should celebrate the 4th of July, I'm all for expediting that. But for expediting $1 trillion in deficit, I ran for office because I think we're destroying our country. We're going to destroy our currency. Why would I jump up and down and say, oh, well, let me please get out of the way so you can further bankrupt the country? But it really is absolutely 100% their responsibility. They control the legislative calendar. Senator Schumer controls the day-to-day. No one else can bring a bill forward. The majority leader has all that power. But I'm pretty ecumenical on the blame. When Republicans were in charge of the House, the Senate, and the presidency, they continued to add trillions of dollars to debt, even when we controlled the calendar. But when that happened, I wasn't in charge of the calendar, and the same thing happened. They missed the deadlines, bumped it up against a holiday, and then blamed conservatives. I'm sick of taking it.
Senator Paul, then would you oppose expediting this? Do you think this will go over the deadline?
We haven't decided.
Look, the bill's 4,155 pages long. We got it a few hours ago.
We're going to read the bill.
So I find it offensive when colleagues suggest they deliberately contrive this shutdown threat. They are extorting us and the American people, using the American people and the legitimate fears they have as bait. And then they drop it on us at the last possible moment when they can plausibly do it. And then within hours, are you done yet? Are you done yet? Are you finished? Are you ready to give us consent? That is the height of presumptuousness. This is legislative barbarism. This is extortion, and it's wrong. So it's, I'm sorry, that is way too soon to be asking us how quickly we're going to jump to expedite their process from which they excluded every single one of us and 330 million Americans. That's wrong.
Senator, why do you think the 5 of you have had a couple press conferences here in the last couple of weeks. Do you feel as though your position on this is the minority of the minority? Why are there only 5 Republicans having this conversation?
That's a darn good question. Because last time I checked, every Republican runs year after year on a platform that includes fiscal conservatism. That's sort of the one uniter. We represent lots of different states with lots of different idiosyncrasies. But the one thing that I think unites us all is we've all run as fiscal conservatives. I wish there were more of us at this press conference. I know there are more of us who feel this way, who for whatever reason just couldn't make it today. But I'd love to have more. Because, look, the fact is this. Every one of us can find something in here that we like. Every one of us can identify some worthy, deserving beneficiaries who will benefit from this legislation. That is not the question. The question is, viewed as a totality, is this right? Not only do I think it's not right, but I also know that they can't know that it's right after seeing it for like 6 minutes.
So the important thing is look at the final vote when we get to it. There'll be 30 or 35, I think, that are going to vote against this. And if it's not for folks like us speaking up, you may not get that many. And this is just a start. The biggest thing you need to take away from this is we've now got a group of 6 or 7. It used to be 2 or 3 of us. And that's because more and more the American public's coming our way, even more within our own conference. They're just not going to get up here. But we're going to do this not only here when you are up against the gun, we're going to do this every week out of the year going forward to point this out. And we've never really done that before. We're not going to just take these moments when you have to get up and you get this laid in your lap. We know what that's going to end up doing. It's going to go through. But going through this next year, we've had people speak up in our own conference, I'm not going to say who, that are talking about real reform to the process. A few of them that'll even probably vote for it, but that know that it's a broken system.
Is there like a name for this group? Like, are you guys coming, if you're doing this
Well, on my card, we call it, our office does the Breakfast Club, because we get together at about 9 o'clock now on every Tuesday. With no breakfast. We're fiscal conservatives.
I call it a group with no name.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you all.
A group that isn't a group.
Senator Braun, yep, will you guys bring it back?